The tools, products, and techniques in this video are intended for use by adult modelers. Anyone under the age of 13 should always have adult supervision when using said tools, products, and techniques.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Painted Plastic. I know I said I wasn't going to do another video this year, but as it turns out, my neighbor, oh, and yes, I've got a boo-boo.
Let's move on.
My neighbor had gotten a transformer, right? Actually, it's a third-party transformer. This is from ToyWorld. It's Allocater, I believe. Yeah. And he ordered it from an individual, from a private seller. And I don't really have the whole story, but the basic gist is he took it out of the box and the left leg was broken, right? Got it here. It looks like it just snapped right off. And he was wondering if I would take a look at it and see if there was anything that could be done. He wants it obviously display worthy, but he'd also like it to be functional, you know, be able to transform it. And this is a kind of a third-party devastator, right? This would be Hook, you know, from G1 would be Hook, but yeah, its name is Allocater for this ToyWorld version. So the first thing I did was just kind of look it over, and it looks like there are 3 screws that hold this thing together. One of them is obvious, it's right here, but the other 2 are kind of back behind this little panel. I don't even know if you'll be able to see them. They're in there, trust me. And to get that little panel off, I just grabbed a little small screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, and you can get right in between there and gently, I don't want to mar the plastic, but gently kind of pry it up and it will pop loose. Just have to be gentle. Don't want to damage the plastic. There we go. Just like that. And there you can see the screw, right? That's hidden by, and there's another one on this side. It's just hidden by that panel. I am going to grab, excuse my reach, I am going to grab a little cup just to put the screws in. And I've got a couple of screwdrivers over here just to, you know, depending on what I need. So we're going to pull out these top screws first. There we go. And then the center one should be the same as the rest of them, but let's see what's going on in here. Alright, this is interesting. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but that screw is pretty well stripped, which would lead me to believe that someone has tried to repair this before. Not suggesting that the seller may have tried to fix it before he sold it, but somebody stripped this screw. That's all right though. A little trick. Hang on just a second. Let me grab. Let's see. All right, got a piece of broken rubber band, right? This is what I use to get stripped screws out. Hopefully, usually it works, depending on how tight it's in there. But you just drape the rubber band over the point of the screwdriver, right? And then push that down in the hole, and the rubber band will actually create some, oh, whoa. You guys see that?
Huh?
That screw wasn't even holding on to anything. As soon as I pushed on it, the back end, this back section pushed free. So that screw wasn't even Yeah. Somebody's messed with that before. Look at the head of that screw. If it'll focus. It may not focus. Well, trust me when I say it's stripped pretty good. We may try to find a replacement screw for that. It looks real similar to like a G.I. Joe screw. So yeah, we'll see. I probably got a replacement screw. So yeah, let's see. Whoa, good gracious. Okay. All right. So what we've got once we get this opened up is a post like this. That's what the leg attaches with, right? A little post like that. And as you can see on this side, it has broken off. Looks like it should be a relatively simple fix though, right? And then it all attaches to the top on this post, right? So that slides in there, and that's how it swivels. Oop, am I even showing it to you? So that's how that swivels, right? All right, so how are we going to fix this thing? Again, that's what it should look like, right? Just a little post, and let's see. It looks like a relatively clean break. Let's see, can we find where it sits? I guess just like that, right, is how it would fit. To repair it, I'm going to use the plastic weld, right? I'm just going to put a little dollop on there. And rotate this around till it sits flush. You can kind of feel, there it is, where it drops in place. Right? I think I'll just go around the outside there with a little dab. So yeah, I'm gonna let that sit for a couple hours, right? Is that even in focus? Probably not even in focus. Gonna let that sit for a couple hours. Fully tack off, and then I think I also want to go in and maybe reinforce it a little bit with maybe a piece of paper clip or something. Drill a hole through here, because that's a pretty weak attachment, and really on both sides. I may go ahead and do both sides just so it'll shore up both of those connections. But after that, this thing should be fully functional, hopefully. So give me a couple minutes, or really more like 120 of them, and we'll get back to this and see what else we're going to do. So be right back. Alright, it's been a couple hours now, and my repair is dry and feels pretty solid, but that joint is just really, really tight. And it kind of worries me because there's not much holding that in there, you know what I mean? There's an awful lot of pressure on this little bit here, so I decided I would reinforce it, and I've already done this one just by, I don't know if you can even make that out, but drilled a little hole and put a piece of paper clip down through that slot. So I took my pin vise and, sort of gauged my depth. I don't want to go all the way through the piece, but I do want to go down sort of into this second band, right? So marked it off with a little tape, right? And then simply just like that. Got a little hole, and I had cut a piece of paper clip, right? And that should just fit in the hole. I did drill a little bit wide just so there'd be room for a little super glue, but yeah, just like that. So then we'll just take some regular old super glue. Just want the tiniest of blobs. Slot the paper clip in. And there we go. And I will leave that to dry. The only thing I'll do once it's dry is snip it off, and also just put a blob right on top of the, so there's always a little piece sticking out. Just put a blob right on top of that. That's going to be inside the bot, so you'll never see, you'll never see that panel. So I'm gonna let that one dry, and when we come back, we'll hopefully put it all back together. Yeah, see if it's working. Be right back. All right, everybody. Here's the repair, all cured and feels pretty solid. I'm still a little bit concerned about how stiff that joint is, though. That is super stiff. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. But let's get this thing put back together. Let's see. The legs go like that. Oh, I did do a little bit of modification in here. Basically, where the little bit of paper clip stuck out, it kind of rubbed on these little ends. So I just cut little grooves. Right, you'll never see that. That's inside the piece. Same thing on the front. Just put a little groove, right? Let's see. This is the back, so it will go there, and that leg will go there, and that will go there. Oh, by the way, I did find a replacement screw. Remember that one screw was super stripped. I did find a replacement for that. Basically, they're very like G.I. Joe back screws. So nearly, I mean, as far as I can tell, they're pretty much identical. So that's what we're going to use for this middle screw here. Whoops. And I'm going to put it in upside down. Clever. All right. Let's try that again the right way around. Hope I'm on camera. Am I on camera? I'm not on camera. There we go. All right. All right, let's do these top screws. When you're tightening these down, just kind of go until you feel resistance. You don't want to damage the plastic or strip the screw or anything like that. I hope this fix holds. That joint is really tight and puts a lot of pressure on that little connector, but we're gonna hope for the best. There we go. So we got him back together. Seems to work okay. Swivel's good. Yeah, leg moves. Let's see. Let's turn him around. So we got the right leg. Yeah, that joint is super tight though. It is very tight. Yeah, I'd be leery of that holding forever, just because it's so tight. Like this side is nowhere near as tight. That moves freely. This other one is really, really tight. But that's all right. Hopefully it'll hold at least to be display worthy, right? We're just popping these little flaps back on. They remind me of Gundam side skirts. All right. So there we have it. There is Allocater back in action, right? Stands up good. Yep. Not a bad fix. We'll see how long it holds, though. I'll tell my neighbor to be extra careful with that joint, because that's really, really tight. All right. That's gonna do it for this one, I guess. I will see you for the next build series in 2020. Yeah, we'll get started on another Gundam. All right. Hope everybody has a happy new year. Bye-bye.